you know, the server has existed for several months now, and so has my island. My island existed ever since, like, the second or third week, I think. But despite all that, I still do not have a house. Welcome back, everyone, to the Lotus SMP. I don't actually know what episode number we're on. According to YouTube Studio, it is apparently episode 14. So, 14 episodes into the season, I think it's finally time that I build myself a home. This is definitely not something I have been intending to do since episode 3. So yeah, I want to finally build myself a home on this little island off the coast. But the question is, what sort of home am I going to build? Also, how do I remove Banana Boy's head? This was put here the other day, and I actually do not know how I am supposed to remove it. Like, I think I'm supposed to crouch and right-click. Oh, I got it. Right, turn off invisibility. Right, okay, whoa, you are huge. So, am I just able to... Yep, there we go. So, yeah, I want to build myself a home, but the thing is, what sort of home am I actually going to build? Well, I think that I have a design which I quite like. Well, no, I don't have a design. I have an idea. Because something I really like is the aesthetic of, like, a modernized log cabin. I'm not entirely sure if that makes sense. I'll see if I can get a picture and put it on screen. But basically, like, you know, log cabins or just, like, any sort of very rustic design. Imagine that, but if you then sort of added some styles from modern architecture. So some stuff like large windows or some bolder colors. Open planning and everything. That is the sort of style which I really like and I have wanted to do on this island for absolutely ages now. But the thing is, just like a lot of the builds that I have done in this server, I forgot that I had this. Just like a lot of the builds that I have done on the server, I do not want to plan this build ahead. I want to work on it in real time. Now, of course, the first thing that I'm going to need to do for that is to actually get an area to build my house, and that area is right here. Right where I've got a creeper hole, or where I've got some bamboo, or a bunch of chests, or even a cactus farm. Yeah, I need to tidy up a little bit. So let's get to work on that. Okay, so I've cleared up a bit, and why don't I do this more? Seriously, it takes like 5 minutes to clear up my base of all of the mess that I have left here. It takes no time at all, but for some reason, I just don't do it. I just let everything pile up. I don't know why I'm saying in Minecraft. I mean, I do it in real life too. I'm a bit of a mess. Okay, let's maybe not get too depressing here. But yeah, so I've cleared up, and by that, I do somewhat mean I have buried everything over. But to be fair, once this house is built, really, I don't need most of the stuff that is held down here. To be honest, I barely need any of the stuff that is down here already. A lot of the stuff in those chests is literally just stuff that I need to build this base. So yeah, once this base is built, like, I can just cover all of that over. I could destroy the chests and it would not really be a major loss. But anyway, on to the bit that we are all waiting for, the house. I don't know how I'm going to build this. Legitimately, I don't know what it's gonna look like. Because, you know, I can have ideas, I can have all of these great concepts for how I want it to look. But, like, I'm freestyling it. And something I have noticed whenever I freestyle stuff in Minecraft is there is so much less space than you expect. Say, for instance, you want to make a window that is split into 3 pieces. Each window has to be at least 2 blocks wide. And you also don't want the window to be the very last blocks on the wall. So that would mean you need to have a wall here, and let's say this is the corner, so it's the corner of this building. So you have this wall, then you've got the window frame, because remember, we don't want the window being the last block in the wall. Then it's a 2-block window, a frame in between, another 2-block window, another frame, another 2-block window, the last frame, and then the corner again. So for a 3-section window with a frame around it, and each window is 2 blocks wide, you get something that is this big. already. This is already huge. Not to mention the fact that if you want the interior wall to be different to the exterior wall, but still maintaining this size inside, then you're gonna need to add another layer outside. So there you go. You've just added 2 blocks width onto that. Do you see how Minecraft houses get massive really quick? So that is our issue, because I do want to implement a lot of different design features and everything, but the thing is, we probably will not have space. That is just the harsh truth of it. We are probably not gonna have enough space. So I guess the solution to that is really just to work with what we've got. Like, the island isn't gonna be expanded. The island is now a fixed size. I love the way this island looks. So if we want to fit a house on it, then we work with what we have. So as for the design of this wall, as I said, I have not planned this out, but I do have an idea. And something I really love is the look of deep slate tiles. So I think I'm going to get a bunch of deep slate tiles here and the stairs. And the other thing that I want to work with is a design that I saw a long time ago, and unfortunately I don't think I can find it. If I do, then I will put it up on screen, but unfortunately I think that is now lost to the internet. Why did I just turn those into planks? I just wasted like a stack of materials there. So yeah, I don't think get out the crafting table. I don't need the crafting table for this bit. So yeah, unfortunately I don't think I can find where I found this design to credit it and stuff. But basically, so a problem with Minecraft log cabins is that you really can't get depth in them. Like, I just said a whole thing about how difficult it is to show detail in stuff. And the problem with log cabins in real life is, of course, they're quite rounded and they do have a lot of dents in them. Because in real life, a log is round. Unlike Minecraft, it has a lot less vertices. So in order to try and maintain that detail in Minecraft, you have to get a little bit creative, and that is where I found this. So if I do this deep slate tile bottom, because that is sort of the design that I would want to do in the real thing, to replicate the look of the logs curving inwards, you can use an interesting thing with stairs. Stairs, of course, give you a quarter of the block taken out. So what that means is you can do these sort of indents in the wall. So, if you then do it with some logs like this, and we can strip them so that they look a bit better, what you would normally do if you wanted a log cabin is you would just do this. You would essentially just have a bunch of... I really just jumped over that. You would have a bunch of logs lined up like this, and they would be stripped to give you that sort of log cabin look. What I want to do is not this, because this just gives you a really flat design. Look at this. This entire wall is perfectly flat, and this is where the idea that I saw on Twitter comes from. Because instead of just doing stripped logs, what we can instead do is we can put spruce stairs here. And then on top of those stairs, you repeat the same thing. You finally put the logs back and you strip them. And what this means is when it's repeated several times, you end up with something looking like this. So you have this sort of log cabin look, but it's got the indents which you aren't normally able to get. And there's other ways of doing it as well. Something else that I have seen is people do it with just stairs. So instead of the stripped logs, you actually just have the stairs like this, and then I think you would actually put planks there normally, just so that you don't end up with a 1 block wide like indent. So yeah, there's different ways of doing it. But essentially, this is the technique that we're doing. It's all following around this sort of half a block indent given by the stairs. And yeah, of course, you can come along later and you can add a different bit of texturing and stuff, so I would probably mix in some cobbled deep slate with this or something, or maybe some cracked tiles, some deep slate bricks. Honestly, probably put some lichen or something on the logs just to make it look a little more textured. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do, but that is sort of the base concept of it, and now I need to tear all of this down because I didn't actually build this where I want it. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm going to be trying to do with this house. However, I can't actually do that until I have planned out the house itself. That's right, I don't even know the shape of this house. So I guess it's probably time I got around to that, isn't it? Well, I did a little more than just plan out the shape of the house. Welcome back, everyone. It's been, what, half an hour, maybe an hour? And yeah, I did a little more than just plan out the shape. I've actually sort of put the base foundation of the house in. And as you can see, it's quite big. It's a lot bigger than I ever expected. But I do really like the outline of it. So you might notice that there's 2 areas where there's a floor. That's because it's outside. It's going to be a little balcony sort of thing. So yeah, this is just going to be a porch. I'm not entirely sure what I want the stairs up here to look like, which is why I haven't done them yet. And this is going to be sort of just like a nice little balcony area out the front. So there's going to be an entrance here. And as you can see, I have put some signs around sort of explaining what I want each room to be. So yeah, that one over there is a living room. We've got this nice open plan sort of kitchen in that little corner. There's this area which I don't really think I want it to be a specific room necessarily. It's just kind of a main entrance and a staircase up. Because yes, this house is going to be more than 1 floor, hopefully. And then over here, this is sort of the first sign I put in. And I put it with question marks because I'm not entirely sure what I want to put it as. But yeah, my current ideas were either a dog room or a living room. But then since I decided that over here might as well be a living room, and like there's kind of not much need for a dining room because of how I think the kitchen's gonna go, I guess it's a dog room, because all of the other stuff that I want to include is sort of gonna go upstairs. And speaking of dogs, this finally brings me on to something which I have been meaning to do for so long now. Honestly, it has been absolutely ages. So you might remember way back in episode 1, that's used. If you're wondering why it says Jimbo, that's the name tag that we had to use for the skin competition, you know, for the like headless horseman armor stand. As a matter of fact, I can literally show you that working. It should still be in the pack. So if I just put an armor stand down and then name it Jimbo, yeah, I mean, it's got no arms currently, but yep, there we go. That's why we have a name tag called Jimbo. Anyway, sorry, Lumble Humberjack, I need to remove you. But anyway, so I have had these name tags for absolutely ages. But the thing is, every single time where I've remembered, oh, hey, I probably need to name my dog. Every time I have remembered that, I have either not had an anvil, or I have died and not had any levels. So, seeing as I now have 18 levels and my dog is right here, hello Twitch, I figure it is probably finally time, now that we're also giving them a room in the house for them to live in, we should probably name our dog. And you know what, Twitch? Why don't you come upstairs? Because, you know, this whole area is gonna get buried over in a second anyway. So come on, Twitch. You have been with me literally since day 1 of the server. So why don't you just go and take a seat here for the rest of the episode and stuff. We'll move you in eventually. But finally, I bestow upon you the name Twitch. But anyway, with that done, I want to get back to building. And this time, we're not just going to do the framework. I want to actually get this house done. So, yeah, I'll see you in a few hours/days. I am not sure if I like this. Okay, I'm tearing it down. So maybe it's still a little too big. Also, please excuse me if I sound a bit weird right now. I am currently ill. I feel awful, but this house needs to be done. So yeah, the house is still quite big for the island. Like, it is huge. You would not build something this big on an island this small in real life. But to be fair, despite the fact that it's a bit out of scale, like, it still fits. lights. Like, especially when you get a further out view from over here and stuff. Like, I think maybe it feels a bit out of scale when you're over here. But, like, when you zoom out and stuff, it's really not that bad. So, I don't know. It feels a bit off at the start and stuff, but, like, I don't think it's actually that bad. So, anyway, the reason why I have broken you guys out of the time-lapse is just because I want to say that the interior is not done yet, but it is what we're going to be doing next. And it's something that I'm not too sure if I'm looking forward to, because to be honest, interiors have never really been my thing. But, like, I'm hoping I can make something decent. This also can be cut off now. I don't want an attic up here. Although, to be fair, maybe that would be a better place for an attic, because I do actually want an upstairs bit here. And I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do the stairs here. So that will certainly be interesting. The thing is, I quite like the sort of closed-in, like, really cramped space here, which you don't get in the other one. Like, I could build the same stuff in here, but, like, it's much more open. You do have a lot more space. And I don't want that. It's really weird, but I don't want extra space in here. So, yeah, somehow I need to work out how to do an interior in here. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it. But, like, you know, we'll find a way. So, let's go. Okay, I think we're done. Welcome back, guys. As you might be able to tell, I'm still a little bit sick. In fact, this is only being recorded the day after the previous recording. So, like, yeah, it's not even been 24 hours. But I'm here, and I really love this house. Something else that you might be able to tell as well whilst we're here is all of the torches on the island have now been replaced with glow lichen, which is a look that, like, I'm a bit unsure on. I don't really like the look of glow lichen on a lot of stuff. When it's on the rocks and everything, that sort of stuff is fine. And, like, even in some cases on the trees, which, yeah, I did use it here. Because the thing is, that's sort of where you expect to find lichen in real life. But, yeah, you wouldn't really find lichen on a path normally, and, like, especially not this sort of color. It just kind of doesn't look as good. But it's either that or torches. And, yeah, if you're wondering how I worked it out so I know where to place the lichen, I just got this little mod. It's called, like, Lightly or something. And, yeah, basically, I can just turn on a massive overlay. And it's something like, if it's green, then it is permanently spawn-proof. If it's orange, then it means that at nighttime, it's not spawn-proof. And then if it's red, it means that anything can spawn there at any time. And, yeah, this was just really useful. And what it means is my entire base now is spawn-proof. Literally, every single bit where you could possibly stand or have something spawn is now spawn-proof. So yeah, that was super useful. But anyway, so finally, let's take a look at the interior, and I let all of the cows out. And that may have been a mistake. Because the thing is, some of my decorations and stuff like this, yeah, it breaks if you stand on it. So, like, you know, whilst I can trust players not to stand on it, well, the mobs will. So, yeah, it's an easy fix. Basically, you just need to, like, go and replace the pressure plates and stuff. So, yeah, if you've never seen that build technique, it's an item frame with something in it and then a pressure plate. Although, it has to be a birch pressure plate, because basically, it shares the same texture as the item frame. You really just had to go and ruin that immediately. So, yeah, in here, we have our wonderful little dog room and stuff. You're gonna notice there's quite a few paintings in this build. That is because I am not good at interiors, and well, paintings are easy. Okay, mate, do you mind leaving Twitch alone? So yeah, as you can see, we've brought Twitch inside. You're now sat in the wonderful little corner on your pillow and stuff. And it's just some very basic decoration. Just put some bones on the floor with invisible item frames. And yeah, that is something that I have done with this interior. So normally, when I try and build stuff, I tend to sort of keep it so you could do it in any version of the game. In this interior, there's a lot of stuff that, like, isn't that. So I've used quite a few invisible item frames for stuff, and also this is done with armor stands. And all of this stuff is actually my gear, so I think I have to like click next to it. Yeah, so you can just about see it when I'm holding an item here. So like if I just hover over this, you might notice like that little indicator appears below my cursor. That is because if I actually click here, you can see there's an invisible armor stand here. This is done with like a plugin or a mod on the server or something. And yeah, normally I wouldn't do it, but like it just felt like something quite cool to put here. So yeah, you know, nice little kitchen interior. This was not done with the armor stand mod. This was actually just done by using pistons to push the blocks into the armor stands. So that is a technique you can do in vanilla. I have to get these cows out of here. And yeah, the other thing that you may have noticed is this head on the wall. So I wanted to do that stereotypical log cabin thing where you have a deer head on the wall. But the thing is, I couldn't get a very good Minecraft skin with a deer head. So I just went with a costume. And, the implications of this, I will let you guys consider by yourself. But yeah, so then if we head upstairs, why are there so many cows up here? If we head upstairs, you can see we've got this nice little bedroom and stuff. Again, it's really simple. I love the cramped aesthetic, though. Like, it makes it easy because it's much easier to decorate a smaller space and stuff. But also, like, it's just really nice. It's just quite cozy. And also, something you'll notice, I really love doing carpets, like, not straight. And if they are straight, what I tend to do is sort of indent them into the floor a little bit by using a mix of carpets and walls. But yeah, so simple little bedroom. We've got a little nightstand and stuff with a book on it. Again, using invisible item frames. And then finally, we have this room here, and this is the study. And I actually base this a lot off of what my actual workspace looks like, and by that, I mean it's complete mess. So, you know, we've got boxes everywhere, we've just got chests, we've got some little plants, we have some paper here, we've got a brush because I have recently gotten into art. Here's some stuff just in case you're interested. And yeah, we have a banner pattern here. In my mind, this kind of looks like a notepad. Like, do you get what I mean? It's like you've got all the pages and then of course the actual, like, what's it called? Is it like the seam, the ridge, the spine? That's what it's called. It's called a spine. So yeah, just a nice little workspace and everything with like a little view out over the water. It just gives you some natural light. We've got another one of the new paintings here. I really love the look of all of Minecraft's paintings, and there's actually one painting which I did really want to use, but the problem with it is it's a 4x4 painting, and the interior of all of this stuff is only about 4 blocks tall, which meant if I put the painting in, it would be touching the floor, and I don't like the look of that. So it's a real shame because I absolutely loved the picture, but like I just can't use it. It doesn't look good. This one, I don't know why. I really love this picture, but yeah, I can't use it because it's too big. But anyway, so there's one final thing that I want to do in the interior. You know, like now that our entire base is built and stuff, because yes, this is the extent of my base really, there is one final thing that I need to mention. And you might remember that way back at the start of the season, what, like episode 3 or something? I got a heavy core and it took a lot of work. It was like me, Skipper, Mafert, we went to so many trial chambers. And when I got that heavy core, I said that I wasn't going to use it to make a mace, because in my mind, it's a very unique decoration block. You know, it is the size of a player head. Annoyingly, it does not act like one, so you can't put it down diagonally and stuff. And Skipper and Mafert were so annoyed with the fact that I dragged them through loads of trial chambers just to not actually get a mace. And they told me that whatever I use this heavy core for had better be worth it. And I'm proud to say I have come up with something to use it for, and it's definitely worth it. So if I just go and grab my pickaxe off the wall, because yeah, that's the really fun thing about the armor stands, I can do that. But yeah, so what is the use of this heavy core, which is buried somewhere? Is it here? Yep, look at that. I have a good memory of this. Oh, I should take the map as well, because this map here is actually the exact trial chamber that we got the core from. So, first of all, let's go and put the map in there. Oh, of course, it just becomes that. Do I want to fill that in? Oh, what am I doing with my life? Okay, that was actually so much quicker than I expected. I completely forgot about the fact that even though that is a massive distance away normally, last time I made that trip, it was without an elytra, and, like, we have them now. If you're wondering where I went, I just traveled all of this distance over to here, and it took, like, 2 minutes. But anyway, so finally, what is the use of this heavy core? The thing that I have hyped up for so long, and I have told Skipper and Muffet repeatedly, like, it will be worth it. Well, if we just go and put it down there, it's a paperweight.